Hi, everybody, and welcome to Charger 360, the official video podcast of the University of New Haven. I'm J.W. Stewart, former ESPN and NBC anchor, and now a sport management professor here at the University of New Haven.
And I'm Bruce Barber, former shock jock, and now the general manager of 88.7 WNHU.
And this is the new version of The Odd Couple,
That's
right?
Exactly. Oscar.
Yeah, you can guess who the neat one is and who the messy one is, right? Well, yeah, see, very good. On the program today is Walker Fuchs. Walker is the Makerspace coordinator at the University of New Haven. He has a bachelor's in biochemistry from Wheaton College and a master's in cell biology from Yale. So easily the smartest person on this set.
Oh, yes. Probably you took both of our SATs, combined them.
It would maybe equal half of what he did.
He got that on the math.
Yeah, exactly. So Walker made the long trip from down the hall to see us here in the Bergami TV studio. Walker, we'll talk about the Makerspace in a bit, but tell us, first of all, where you're from and your path to the University of New Haven.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. So I grew up in southern Massachusetts, and as you said, I went to Wheaton College and studied biochem. And while I was there, I was sort of thinking that I wanted to go down a medical track, so I did pre-med. And starting my freshman year, I had done research, and I really liked that. So after I graduated, I moved to Boston and got a job as a research technician at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in the Harvard Institute of Medicine. And I worked there for 2 years. It was really hard work. I learned a lot. Got some of my work published, which was very fun. And then after that, I said, okay, I still like this. I'll continue. And applied for grad school. As you said, I went to Yale for cell biology. And during grad school, I was looking at cancer immunotherapy. So basically how your immune system interacts with cancer cells. And the way I was doing that was making artificial membranes and then having T cells, which is sort of the army of your immune system, land on these artificial membranes, and then I'd image them for like 12, 14 hours. If you haven't worked with a microscope before, they're usually in basements because it's less vibration from the building. So I was spending 12 to 14, 15-hour days in a basement looking at a microscope, which was great, but also sort of gave me some time to reflect about what I liked and what brought me joy. And I sort of came up with 3 things, was that I like to be very creative, I like to have a community, and I like to learn new things. So sitting in a basement doing microscopy didn't check any of those boxes. So I sort of took a leap of faith, and we were talking about this before, but I had been volunteering at MakeHaven, which is a great makerspace in downtown New Haven. I sort of thought to myself, like, wow, I really love this. It's a nice community. It's really creative. I get to help teach people. So took a leap of faith and applied for Makerspace jobs, which is something I'd never even considered before.
Wow.
So in the period of a few weeks, I had totally transitioned after like 10 years in cancer research. And I started teaching as a director of technology and a Makerspace teacher for a K-8 school. Which is, a wild transition from pipetting and wet lab, and but it was also like, it was very healing sort of for the soul. Working with kids, they're super creative. They put their whole sort of heart and soul into what they're doing, and that was very sort of refreshing for me. So I did that for 3 years, and then after that, I saw this job come up, and I wanted to do something a little more technical. So I applied, and here I am.
Wow, did we get lucky?
Yeah.
That is a hire.
Yeah.
And this is so gratifying for me because one of the things I got obsessed with was watching the Bergami Center for Science, Technology, and Innovation being constructed.
Yes.
So they had did you ever watch this?
No.
They had a webcam. I watched it in real time. I was supposed to be working, Walker, but I was fast. I was like a little kid, seeing the beams fly into place.
Yes.
And I would go to Luanino, who was the leading the project,
Yes.
and I was like, "Can you take me around?" And,
Yes.
But so one of the obvious sections of the whole project was the Makerspace.
Yes.
Which is just down the hall from where we are right now.
Yeah. So if you don't know, we're in the base or the first floor of the Bergami Center. So a lot of people don't know where we are. So I'm glad we got to bring that up. But we're very lucky to be in a brand new building. They've designed the Makerspace very well, so we're able to sort of expand our capabilities and sort of adapt to what we need. But yes, I feel very fortunate to be in a brand new building. It's very exciting. But yeah, and just for the people who might come use the space, we're open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. So feel free to swing by and come visit.
So
we'll make
anybody
something.
can just stop in.
Yes, and I like to emphasize that it's not just, we're in an engineering building, but we're not just for engineers. Anyone at the university is welcome to come. We encourage everyone to come.
Yeah, we kind of run into the same thing at the radio station. A lot of students don't know it's there.
Yes.
So that's why, hopefully something like this is helpful.
Yes.
That, yes, we have a radio station you can use. Yes, we have this incredible makerspace
Absolutely.
that anyone can walk in and use.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No skills required. We'll teach you.
So what are some of the projects that our students are working on in our Makerspace?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it ranges from sort of arts and crafts all the way up to very high level sort of robotics. So one of my favorite projects that I've seen and has been sort of very inspirational to me is the robotics team here at the university. They just came in 13th in the world at a NASA competition building a Mars rover from scratch. So they literally put thousands of man hours, and it's a very small team. And they're competing against schools with huge budgets and huge teams, like hundreds of people, and our team was about 7 to 12. So they were in the Makerspace all the time. We have both sort of additive and reductive manufacturing. So additive is like 3D printing, where you're building something up from nothing. And then reductive is sort of like CNC milling, where you're cutting away something to reduce it into your final product. So we were CNC milling out the frames for the rover, the wheels. We 3D printed the treads. We used our water jet to cut through metal to make brackets for them. So very inspirational. Yeah, they work very hard. But it's also, right now we have some students one's working on like a 16-foot T-Rex Halloween costume. So, and ranges from that.
Fantastic.
We've had, one of my favorite projects was we just got a very nice 3D scanner, so you can sort of scan objects and make a 3D model. And we had a student come in and scan her head, 3D print a Pez dispenser as a Christmas gift. So
guess
we get
Bruce
the full
Barber
range.
wants to make.
yeah, we can do it. We'll have you over. Yeah, so.
Right out the neck.
Yeah.
Pez.
Yes, yeah, delicious.
Delicious.
So we definitely get the full range of projects.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating time, isn't it, for, I guess, all of it, but 3D printing in particular, right?
Yes, absolutely. So we just got some brand new plastic 3D printers, but Ganesh, who is the chair of the Civil and Mechanical Engineering Department here, just won a very large grant and donated us a metal 3D printer, which is will be one of a handful in the country that will be openly available to students.
Wow. So
it's a very expensive machine, but basically you can print something out of metal. Which is very hard to do.
Incredible.
So it's advancing very rapidly. It's one of those things that you can think of a prototype, 3D design it, and print it all in the same day. So really what the Makerspace is designed for is rapid prototyping. So it's just that you have an idea, you want to sort of bring it into a physical reality, and being able to do that very quickly and sort of iterate. So go through the whole design process in a very short period of time. Yeah.
The Makerspace has a window.
Yes.
And it has these benches where you're outside looking in. What's up with the benches looking in the window?
Yeah, so that's a classroom which you can reserve. So if you're clever or anything, you can come give presentations there. But basically, yeah, we're in a little happy bubble, and I hope people aren't intimidated to come in, but everyone's welcome, as I said. But yeah, so we have 2 classroom areas. We'll have sort of speakers come in and give presentations out there. And then there's sort of the main working space of the building.
Because I can just see Bruce sitting on the stairs eating popcorn, watching the dinosaur heads being put.
I've just found a way to kill a lot of time.
Yeah, the fish tank. Yeah, yes.
I'm bringing a lunch.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah. So.
And for dessert, a little Bruce Barber Pez.
Yeah, delicious.
Now, listen. We like to kind of peel back the onion here on Charger 360.
Yeah.
And you are an interesting human.
Oh, thank you.
Ultra-marathoner.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a furniture maker.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, I got into makerspaces because of my sort of joy and love of woodworking. I've been doing it since I was very young. And it's a creative process. There's always something else you can learn. So I have gotten sort of great personal fulfillment out of doing making furniture. So that's how I got into working at MakeHaven and then coming here. But with the ultramarathoning and triathlons, it's my longest one was a 50-miler that I completed last year. So it's one of those things that I actually think ties in very well to the makerspace sort of mentality, where you're going into something. It's I focus on the growth mindset. So if you're willing to spend the time, work hard, do your research, and sort of incrementally build up, you can accomplish a lot. So I think that applies to running very long distances, one step at a time, but also in sort of informal learning spaces like the Makerspace. It ties in very well, I think. Yeah.
I love asking runners this question. What do you think about when you run?
Why did I do this? Who signed me up for this? But it depends on the race. For really long races, you think about it a lot, but sort of towards the end, it's one more step, and I can do this. My personal mantra is cool, calm, collected. So try to stay focused and keep going.
It's so nice this is so great to be offering students. I told the story when we had Rosina here that, I learned way back, I kind of didn't get what education was about. I just went through it.
Yes.
But then when I learned this idea of you're really trying to make your mind work in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
And that's what she did. She brought her students in to model things she was teaching, right, in biology for non-majors.
For sure.
So that must be so gratifying for you.
It's one of my favorite parts of the job. And I think the best part of the job is being able to work directly with students, especially with my TAs. So I have 12 TAs, and they're kind of the heart and soul of the space. They really build that community. But makerspaces are, in the lingo, informal learning environments. So as opposed to formal, where you're having a professor tell you this is what you need to know, this is when you need to know it by, and this is how I'm going to examine you. Informal learning spaces I get the most joy out of, because it's a student coming in saying, like, I've always wanted to learn this, I'm passionate about this, help me, and I'll do the research myself too, and then you sort of come together. So I think sort of the most beautiful system of learning something new, where you're self-driven and willing to put in the time and effort to create a new synapse in your brain. It's very exciting.
It's a common theme of people who come on the show. We talk about experiential education here at the University of New Haven. For those students and those students who are potentially watching, why should they come here to the University of New Haven, especially the whole experiential education part of it?
Yeah, and that's a great question. Colleges are very competitive and it's very expensive, so why come here? So I'll tell you, I've been to almost every academic makerspace in Connecticut. I went around and visited, and not to hate on our competition, but I think we are very fortunate to have like one of the largest makerspaces, even compared to schools that are much bigger than us, student body-wise. We're very well funded, and I think we have sort of more advanced equipment. So when I say that we're basically able to make almost anything, I really do mean that. So which is not the case in a lot of schools. And I've worked very hard to try to make it sort of open access. So it's very low barrier to come into the space. You basically just bring your materials. You don't need to know anything about anything. And you can walk in and be working on your project like right away. So we try to make it very easy for students to come in. And I think that's unique. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah, I want to go there too. I mean, what would you, you're going to make the Bruce Barber Pez thing.
I have to have one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
We'll make it happen.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
Is there something you guys have not made yet that you were dying to make?
So we have a great aeronautics club, and they work on building airplanes, and so they do all the sort of RC control, and they 3D print the parts, laser cut out pieces. But I would love to have a rocket team. There's some schools that have some very large rocket teams that are very cool. So we have, like, with some of the research projects, we've had some of our 3D prints go to space. Dr. Q, we were working on a hot air balloon for the eclipse last year. And so we 3D printed out the housing and that stuff. But I think it'd be more fun on a rocket. So
And I'd like to have some students, we have sometimes technical things we need to do at the radio station.
For sure.
Wouldn't it be cool to kind of do an interdisciplinary project
Absolutely.
like that?
Yeah, so we get asked all the time to do sort of research projects. So the balloon in space is one. We also like sewed the parachute to have it come back down. We actually happened to have a student who had worked in the military, and just his job was sewing parachutes with the sewing machine we have. So he just made it. But we also work with chemistry professors to build apparatus. We've worked with the radio station with Mark Morton to jet out some brackets.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We definitely are sort of a tool for the whole university, students and professors.
Mark is our chief engineer and
Yeah.
a super genius.
He is a super genius, yes. Yeah, we see him all the time, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you dream it, can you make it? Is it that simple?
It is, yeah. And it takes work and some time, but absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Walker Fuchs, the Makerspace coordinator here at the University of New Haven. I'm getting my popcorn. I'm going to sit on the bench and see what you guys come up with next.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
I'm not even going to ask you what flavor of Pez you want coming out of your neck. Well, I'm not even going to ask that question.
All the flavors.
Okay,
Yeah.
the rainbow. There's something for your gram. Can you do that?
Yes.
Can you do that on Instagram?
That's going to be on Insta.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Boom.
That'll wrap up this edition of Charger 360, telling the stories of the University of New Haven. If you'd like to be on the show, just email us, bbarber@newhaven.edu or jstewart@newhaven.edu. Walker, thanks again for being here.
Great, thank you so much for having me.
For Walker, for Bruce, I'm J-Dub. Thanks for watching Charger 360, the official video podcast of the University of New Haven.